All right. I got Scratch It or Bet It, and then me and Dead Picks are gonna run off probably 10 minutes of PSL before we call it quits.
Oh, my bad about that. I didn't get to watch it.
You
It
didn't
wasn't
fucking watch it?
bro. It wasn't on TBS. I thought it was gonna be on the app. It was only episode 1. I'm like,
It's
oh,
on
what the
YouTube
fuck?
for free, bro.
YouTube? No, it's
For
not.
free.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's on YouTube for free with no ads, bro.
Nah, I was on the what do you call it, Dana White or some posted something that was on TBS, and I was trying to look around for it. I didn't find it on YouTube.
It's on
Ah,
Power Slap's channel.
all right. Well, I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared for what do you call it, week 3. No, you heard it here. What do you call it? Hold me to it. Week 3 here.
It'll be
What do you
canceled
call it
by
for
then.
sure?
Yeah, the fucking whole show's gonna be over before then, bro. All right, so we do Scratch It or Bet It. That's kind of what we close with when I don't have a closing topic. It's kind of inspired by DC and RC's Tap In, Tap Out. Nothing to hide there, but I hate saying tap in, tap out and directly stealing their shit. So we do Scratch It or Bet It. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou happens in 2023. Scratch it or bet it.
Scratch it.
I bet it. Tyson Fury made an offer. He said, "You want some big boy money? Come fight me." I think Francis will do it. I think Francis will take it. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I think Francis takes the money because I think Fury does it because I think he knows it's a fucking cakewalk. I think he knows it's a cakewalk.
Yeah, to be fair, I think the Bronze Bomber's a bigger puncher than Ngannou is.
Yeah, especially well, they're talking about Fury saying he's willing to change the gloves. So then, like, maybe I don't know, but like hands wrapped, full size gloves, 8 ounces, 10 ounces, whatever they use at that weight, by whatever rule set they're on. Yeah, Wilder hits probably. I don't want to say probably. He hits way fucking harder.
So it was Francis versus Wilder. What do you call it? That or was it Fury? Because I thought it was Fury that was trying to get the Francis fight.
It is.
Yeah, it's Fury.
He's
Okay.
just saying that Wilder hits harder. So even if he connects on Fury, what's he gonna do?
Oh yeah, no. What do you call it? Francis has nothing for him, man. Like that's what like all this is just a whole circus show. It's like the Rocky, when he fought Hulk Hogan. Like it's just a sideshow attraction.
Well,
Like
if you look
honestly.
at his knockouts, they're not these like big, clean, like technical knockouts. He comes in like when he knocked out Jairzinho, he just bum rushed him. He just come in swinging hammers and connected.
Nah, bro, that was
you're not gonna do that to Tyson Fury. He's gonna dance all over you, son.
it was clean as fuck when he knocked Overeem out, bro. Clean
Yeah,
as fuck.
but I mean, it was a big action that Fury's not gonna stay there for. Fury's at the long for one. Fury's longer, and yeah, I mean, like you said,
Yeah.
you had it right. You had it right. It's a cakewalk for Fury.
Francis is not used to being outsized and outreached the way that he will be in that fight, and the rule set of boxing. And Francis imposes his entire being with the threat of everything he can do. In boxing gloves, it's not quite the same. In boxing gloves, you're forced to stand here with me. We're both squared up. I have these mittens to defend myself. Yeah, I it's no disrespect to Francis in any way, but fuck, bet the house on Tyson Fury. There's just no fucking way. Will, go ahead.
Yeah, before you hit the next one, I was wondering, do you know if you can invest and buy stock into Power Slap? Because I feel like this is how the people viewed the UFC when it first came out. I think it's going to like kind of blow up because it's quick and digestible. And I just think it could blow up like the UFC did. Do you know if you can buy stock?
No, I would imagine eventually it's going to get bought up by Endeavor or be traded publicly, and then you can. But it's so Dana's been very clear. These videos get 500 million views. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. Okay, like put all that bullshit aside. The videos from over in Russia and Poland and all that shit, 500 million plays. 500 million fucking plays. That's what Dana White is after. He's very honest about it. This isn't. This is something that they are doing that can be easily transported over to social media. He's not reinventing the wheel. He's trying to make the sport safer so it can be sanctioned so that he can get a piece of that pie. That's all that shit is, man. It will catch. Even if it doesn't catch here, it will
Not a
catch.
piece, son. That would be his whole pie. This would be his own thing without the Fertitta brothers.
He'll sell it to Endeavor. Absolutely. Well, so they own part of it. He called the Fertitta brothers. They're part of it. He said that.
That is his best friend. So
Yeah, and he said in the press conference, he goes, people think just because I say that I do it or that I say it, they're in. And he gave a big speech about how, he had to present it and do his research. Anyway, I'm going to skip over to PFL in a minute, or PSL in a minute anyway, because I'm going to do a segment that I can at least cut for the YouTube. We got 4 more of these to go. Islam Makhachev will retire in 2023 undefeated, so that undefeated Bellator champion Usman Nurmagomedov can sign with the UFC and become the 155-pound champion by 2024. Scratch it or bet it.
Holy shit.
I would fade that.
I think it's legit. I think that Islam is 1 or 2 fights. I think he retires by the end of the year, if I'm being honest. And I think Usman gets signed to the UFC and goes straight to the top. I think it's 2 fights to get him to a title fight. 1 win, title shot. I really believe that. I don't know why I see that coming. I watched that camp. You guys know I study the region over there. I watched the Kadyrov situation. I understand his relationship with the Dagestani fighters, and you guys know I report on that quite a bit, or talk about it, whatever the word. Maybe I shouldn't say report, but man, I really think that's coming. I really, really, with all my heart, think that's coming.
Yeah, I'll bet that. What do you call it? Just for the sake of getting them out of there, like these guys are dominant as hell, bro. Like if we're gonna be having these guys like come in and take all the belts and like, but that's the thing. Like they don't stay to defend. Like Khabib doesn't stay to defend, So if they're gonna just follow that path, then it's very likely. I could see that. And to your point, how you mentioned before, how you think that Khabib would get into politics. Like, yeah, could all be set up for that. Like to make them, made. Retire. Go out on top as champions and then retire. Yeah, it sounds about right. I'll bet that.
Good man. At least someone had my back because no one else even tapped in on this shit. Number 3, John Jones is heavyweight champion or UFC heavyweight champion of the world, January 1st, 2024. Scratch it or bet it.
I'm tapping in.
Bet it.
Yeah, I'm betting that shit all day. John fucking Jones. Here we go. I want to be clear, though. He's not defending in 2023. He's. I just think he'll still have the fucking belt. That's who John is. I'm sorry. That's who John is.
You think his first defense might be against Sergey, that Russian guy?
Yeah, March 2024. That's just how he does it. I'm sorry, man. That's just how he fucking does it. I think Sergey is a good fighter. I think he's a really bad matchup for a lot of guys. I think John Jones takes him apart.
So we're taking Spivak and Tybura. What do you call it for next week for the parlay? Is that what we're saying, or?
Yeah, I like Spivak. What's another one I got here? Sean O'Malley will main event or co-main event UFC International Fight Week in July as the 135-pound champion. Scratch it or bet.
As the champion. No.
I think they'll fight for the interim belt, right? With Cheeto?
I'm thinking
Bro, if you
that-
think Sean O'Malley is going to fight 2 times in 6 months, you're fucking out of your mind.
yeah, that's not really his style. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I'll pass.
And if he fights a Cejudo, he's not winning. Dude can't wrestle.
You think Cejudo gets him?
Yeah, Sean can't wrestle.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can't really argue with that. Last one. AP versus Jamal Hill headlines International Fight Week for the 205-pound belt. Scratch it or bet it.
No, you fade that shit, bro. They're gonna hold out for Yuri.
Now, listen, they're gonna do one before Yuri gets back. He's talking October.
Nah. Watch them wait. Watch them sit on that. Dude, that's the fight to make. I'm telling you. They're going to sit on that shit.
I'm
AP,
pretty sure they said they're going to do at least 2 title fights.
they
Nah.
did. So
Nah, I don't see
AP seems to want Jamal. Jamal, I don't know if you guys seen it. Jamal has put out videos saying that AP can bring that shit. Jamal just got a 6-month suspension from Brazil, so he'll be eligible right in July. They said up to 180 days. Man, if AP don't end up working something out with Whitaker, I could see it. I could see it. Will, go ahead. Wait, I think we got. Is that Will? Oh no, that's Wiz. Wiz, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna speak to the point about the Jamal Hill situation. So Jamal Hill is suspended for 180 days, and I don't believe it's up to for the fractured nose. And around that time, when that suspension is done, that's when Yuri said he's expected to make a full recovery, which is July to August. So I really think the next fight at light
Nah, he's
heavyweight.
saying October, November.
No, he just spoke about it earlier today or yesterday, where he said it was July or August since the recovery has been going a lot quicker than the doctor expected. So if that's the case, then it's probably going to be Yuri and Jamal. And in that fight, I will be max betting Jamal Hill.
Um, yeah, for whatever it's worth, I don't disagree with your theory there, but I know that Jamal and Figgy, weird enough, both have broken bones on their face, and they are the 2 suspensions that are listed as up to 180 days. All the other ones are hard 180 days. Earlier in the space, I was talking about how that's fucking ridiculous. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. But those 2 are listed as up to, and all the other ones are listed as fucking hard. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, I guess Lauren Murphy probably makes sense. She could definitely use 6 months off, but not
She
every.
should use a year off.
I mean, bro, she only made 85 grand. It's not like she's, by the time she pays, do they fly her home? Does she got to pay for the flights home? Because she could be
The
broke by the time she
yeah,
gets.
the fighters pay for the flights, their camp, and whatnot.
Nah, they don't pay for flights, bro. They even try to get extra flights out of the UFC. They pay for their team to fly out when their team is more than 4 people. They have to pay for all those extra flights. But they get 4 flights out. I know that for sure. For sure, for sure. Um, so that's pretty much all I got for the UFC or MMA, boys. We've been at this shit almost 3.5 hours. I did write up some Power Slap. I don't know if anybody actually watched it that's still in here with me. I know that several people that were in here earlier actually watched it. But yep, I'm probably gonna run through it anyway. So that's what we're gonna do right here. So the show opened with, so like these fights are recorded, apparently the ones that we seen on the first episode 10 months ago, or at least some of them. They had an event a while back. I know that for sure. It was like the test event and it was recorded. So I think all of these, but at least some of these were recorded 10 months ago. They flashed the 10-month marker when the shows when they started. Then they flashed it again after the commercials. They didn't flash it during every one, but I still think they were all um, recorded 10 months ago. The show opened with a clip from 10 months ago of a competitor named Chris Thomas. He KO'd Chris Kennedy with 1 slap. The dude was lost. He didn't even know where the fuck he was. He was like, "Where am I?" He was like, "You got knocked out." He said, "I was fighting." He said, "You're in a slap fight." Like, he was out of it. 1 slap. Chris Thomas got invited to the house, directly into the house for that one. Next one. I mean, these things go pretty fast. There was a good amount of commercials,
Hey
and
Joe,
yeah,
I'm about to head up, bud.
that's all right, brother. Have a good night, bro. We'll catch up with you next week.
Yes, sir. Had a great time. Talk to y'all later.
Do the same. Um, Later on. So where was I? Second fight. So this one was weird. A dude named Rob One Eye Wolf Perez beat Ryan Phillips via unanimous decision. But Dana White and his team, they were impressed with both guys. Dana was okay with it apparently, and you guys know I'm a Dana defender, but like he clearly was perfectly okay with it. Um, but unfortunately, the commission would not license Perez. I mean, Dana did say on the show, he goes, "Yeah, my common sense kicked in, and I guess if you only have one good eye, you probably shouldn't be getting slapped in it." Yeah, Dana, fucking, you think you fucking think. Um, Next fight was a dude named Michael Smith, known as Slap Jesus. I actually liked both of these guys. He beat a guy named Alex Asbury via doctor stoppage. Asbury was cool, like I liked him, but he got slapped the fuck up. Both guys threw nice shots in round one. Then not Street Jesus, Slap Jesus threw a right hand. With like a second left on his clock, and it just KO'd Alex. Like that dude was done. Both fighters were invited to round two. Neither one of them made it directly into the house, but they were both invited to round two to keep trying to compete to get into the house. If I didn't say it, Ryan Phillips also made it directly into the house. Dwayne Crespo versus Matthew Strickland via first round. Dwayne Crespo defeated Matthew Strickland via first round stoppage. Crespo came out, won the coin toss, chose to strike first. It was a 3 count. If you guys have watched it or if you haven't, they line it up and then they pull their hand back. 1, 2. They have to say how many they'll go. It was a 3 count wind up, and it put him out. Crespo made the house. I don't think Strickland even got given a second chance. They didn't mention it from what I've seen. Next one out. There's only a couple left here, guys. Well, I guess we're about halfway through. Jewel Scott versus Anthony Green. Jewel Scott defeated Anthony Green with a second round stoppage. The shot in Okay, so the shots in the first round made me think that it was coming. The Green hit Jewel, but it didn't hit him real hard. Jewel had hit Scott and rocked him good. And in the second round, Jewel threw a right hand from hell. I mean, there was like a split second left on the clock, and he cracked him. He made the house. Anthony Green was actually invited back to do another episode to see if he can make it into the house. The next one is was 2 women. One is named Sheena Bathory, if I say that correctly. She defeated Courtney Olson via stoppage. Man, so I found Sheena on social media before Power Slap. She's like a bodybuilder. This woman is jacked. Like, you guys remember China from WWE? Like, fucking jacked. And like, I don't care. I love her. She's great. She smacked Courtney Olson with the after she got hit, she fell backwards and then stood up, and did a somersault forward. She was fucked up. Sheena was super cool though. Like, she picked her up and hugged her and thanked her. They were so impressed with her. Darius, who's one of the coaches, invited her to coach for the rest of the season. I feel like that was probably a little bit of a setup showcase. I just feel like they had to know how that shit was going to go. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not all kind of fixed and not all kind of slanted for Dana White to get more views. Maybe that's not real, but it sure seems that way to me. Wesley Drain defeated John Kennedy via stoppage. Round 1, Wesley slaps didn't look intimidating at all. He like popped him, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't shit. Like, this guy's gonna get fucked up. And then Kennedy hit him with a good one. And I'm like, okay, this is how this is gonna go. Next round, Kennedy's got him for sure. This Drain dude looked like he barely connected, like with just the front half of his hand, and he put Kennedy fucking out. Drain made the house. Two more. AJ Hints defeated Tony Hanma. They kind of did this fight really, really fast. They didn't show very much. They showed the hit. He hit him really hard and put him out. AJ Hints made the house. That one, it wasn't like fully presented. It was like a clip of a slap fight. I think they were complaining that it was boring, and they just kind of breezed through it really quickly, and then they showed the finishing hit. In the main event, Vern Cathy defeated Devin Schwann via first round stoppage. It was like a showcase, man. Vern Cathy hit this dude with the first shot. He hit him super hard. They thought it wasn't fair. They invited Devin back to do another round to see if he can make the house, because it was just one crack. The whole thing was over. It wasn't much talk, much anything. Vern came out, hit him with the right, and it was fucking over. I know it catches a lot of shit, and I don't agree with the way that some of the mismatches may go. And I heard that some of the fighters were offered like 2K and 2K. 2K to show, 2K to win for this first round, which is probably shit, because even with a TBS TV deal, they could pay him more. Like, this is actually one of those situations where, even though I'm not terribly upset with the things that most people are, the damage and the no defense, like, they're signing up for it. People can do what they want to do in life, but man, I feel like there should definitely be more compensation for that. I don't care that it's a new league. It's not a new sport. They know the potential. They know where they're trying to get it. They have the money to invest and give to the fighters or athletes, competitors, whatever you want me to call them. I think it's a shit job. I think if dudes are getting $2,000 to show, $2,000 to win, that's fucking ridiculous. But Tough didn't get paid anything, and this is a tough situation. But I don't know, I guess it's not. So this is like the Contender Series to see who gets in the Tough house is the best way I can explain this. So the show is set up where they're showing us guys trying to smack their way into the house, and then we're going to see the guys in the house compete, and then that will turn into a card. Like, it's all swooped up into one there. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of too much of, Dana's hand or the company hand into it, if that's all they're giving the fighters. But it's fun to watch, guys. I mean, it is. It's fun to watch. You can bitch at me all you want. I'll probably do this little 10-minute segment every week till they take it off the air. I do predict they take it off the air and it ends on Fight Pass. I predicted that a while back. I still stand by that. They're not going to let women get smacked so hard they're doing somersaults and shit on TBS. It's just not going to fucking go over well for long. But it is fun to watch, and they're signing up for it. Like, feelings, no feelings, whatever. These guys hold a stick behind their back, and they're perfectly fine with it. Yeah, I don't know. It just, whatever. You can be pissy with me.